Hello and welcome, my name is Logistic and this is Factorio. We're doing quite well. We are just setting up bots, so we've got robot frames being made, but we haven't got any bots being produced yet. I seem to remember I said I was going to boost this up, didn't I? So how are we doing? We might as well, because we're going to need to do some pushing into biter territory. So we might as well focus a bit on military. This will give us the combat shotgun. So I think we'll do that. It also gives us capsules. Quite a lot of people like capsules. I'm not the biggest fan. What we'll do, we will do a copy and paste to grab this. And then where am I going to pop it? Am I going to pop it right next to each other, I think, maybe? Yeah. So we'll do... what, sort of 3 on each side for the moment. I'll plop this down here, just so that I can plop it down, really. We'll obviously have to sort of rearrange the stuff, because it's backwards. Oh, you see it's flashing up the blue symbol there. That's because the blueprint I put in has got modules in it, so it won't manually put those in from your inventory. The bots would usually insert them for you, but obviously we don't have bots because that's what we're making. So that's Military Research 3 done. I'd quite like a tank to protect us. A lot higher sort of defence from a tank, as you'd imagine. And also it's got a flame turret on it, which just melts through things. So that's green circuits and batteries. They should all be going up there. We've not got any power on this, have we? Do I need to connect? Oh, I need to pop them in. Didn't pop them in for some reason. Oh, didn't pop them in properly here either. Okay, so I need to pop these modules in. But what we need to do is actually put our actual logistics and construction machines on now. As noted before, should I... So if we make this... because we're going to need loads of construction robots. So we'll set them up first. But we also need, so if I do that, my usual thing, because we can probably take, because this is red circuits, isn't it, for logistics? Yeah. So we'll probably do a, I say that, we've got red circuits over here. Would it be easier to plop this in here somewhere? It might be. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. So if we do this, basically, and then we got, because we've got red circuits there, and I can just turn that into something like this, you see. I've actually got green circuits here as well. Might as well take advantage of that. Probably a much more efficient way of doing that, isn't there? Oh well. Cool. So that's them down. We'll do rocketry. Right. So what am I? How am I best going to put these in? So if we put, maybe if we put these here. Well, I don't really need... Yeah, I'll put them there. and then we'll have robotic frames coming up the back, these coming up the front. How am I going to do that? Would have been, this is a mess, isn't it? If we just do this, then it's basically the same difference, isn't it? Yeah. So we want, say, construction here, logistics there, and we probably fast inserts because it does. These are, they only take half a second to make to do the thing really. These pipes are going to be in the way, but I can push them back really. I can easily do that. That's a little trickier to do. We could spaghetti around at some point. So basically, I'm going to put them into chests, basically. Now, I might as well. I'm going to stick with what I traditionally do, which is the passive providers. But so let's focus on combat things, and we'll just work our way up the list. Combat robots, again, some players absolutely love them. I'm not such a fan really. I mean, they're okay. It's just not really all that useful to me. So this symbol is saying makes it content available for the logistics network, but it's not actually telling me what that symbol is. Basically, what that symbol means is there's no roboport. So although it's in a logistics network, the thing it wants to do, which is provide items to bots, it can't because there was no roboport. Roboports are where your robots live. Shall I handcraft a few robots just to show you? They're where you live, and you can put both logistics and construction bots in there. And then as things there's a demand to produce things. So if I'm going to hold shift click to put things down as a ghost, right? And robots will then try to fill that construction crest. Now, because we've not got any items in passive providers, the construction bots can't fulfill that request. The other thing you have to ensure, so if I go and turn the chest that is this one here into a passive provider, now in theory these bots could come and get these items, but it's that chest is not in the same logistics network. To connect roboports into a logistic network, the orange square, you see that orange square? That needs to connect. So, I've not got another, I've only built one. So, this second roboport needs to connect. And you see the yellow line? That's why that yellow line is telling you that they're in the same network. If you separate them, even though the green squares overlap, they're not in the same network. The green square represents the range at which construction bots will build things. The orange square is the range at which logistics bots will operate, basically. So the area that they cover. So we'll plop. I wonder if. So if I plop it, I'm going to need several actually, aren't I, to reach here? Oh no, that'll do. So if we now do that, we've now got there connected. So what happens is a construction bot comes out, grabs the item that it wants, that I've told it to build, and builds it. And you'll notice at the moment these are very slow. We get buffs like this robot speed, which we'll do now basically, which increases the speed. And this one gives 35%. It's like a diminishing return. It does have an infinite research, but these only add small amounts each time, basically. So I'll do that. Because you can do, these are quite cheap, and you see it sort of rattling through it, basically. But yeah, the roboports are where robots live. They charge up at the roboports as well. So if you have a lot of bots, you need quite a lot of roboports in order to charge, because they only have 4 charging stations. We can also carry construction bots. I've not actually made a roboport, have I? Personal roboport. We can also carry bots. They're very power hungry. So our solar panels and batteries will not basically cover any kind of real construction thing. So that robot went and built that item. I mean, it was just to show you, so don't really need it. And then it's gone back here, it's charged up, and it's put itself back in the thing. What we want to do, really, is set up some logic circuits in order to fill up our network with bots, basically. So that's worker robot speed. See, it was quite cheap, so you can do a couple of these. They do get, when it starts adding the gold, and down here, you need a lot of stuff to give you what is actually a relatively small boost. But that's endgame, basically that. So when people build mega factories and mega bases, that's really what they're doing. They're sending rockets into space to get these white ones and using them to buff robot speed and mining productivity in particular. Basically, they're doing those two, mining productivity and robot speed, and that effectively makes all of your mining patches last longer, and this allows your base to be a lot more efficient. Late game bases tend to use robots because they're much more game performance friendly, so UPS friendly. So what I'm thinking here, that won't reach, right? Oh no, it reaches, okay. What I want to do though is have like a chest, really. So I'll actually make some passive providers again. I want to have a chest into which I put the bots, and then from there into a roboport, which that doesn't work, does it? And that doesn't have power. Can I do both of them? No, I can't. So we'll just pop a spaghetti style pole in. But what I'll do, I'll limit this chest. How many do I want? Let's do 100 available. And I want to connect this to that. That'll stop it, basically. So what it's doing is filling up this roboport. Oh. This is the other thing, you can manually place bots and they'll go to the nearest roboport, basically. Yeah, so let's just let that work. And then we want a similar thing here. I'm going to have to... So put construction bots in there, and then across to there. And again, if we limit that to much higher, if we limit this to say 100, 200... 300, 400, so that would be about 500. But again, we want a circuit on here. It stops it because it instantly puts a condition on, this enable condition, and it's blank basically. So there is no situation in which this can be enabled when you connect it. Okay, so but what we want to do is this here, read logistics networks, network contents. And what you can do is you can switch it between these two. So either it's reading the entire contents of the network, so you can then put some condition on it, say... I mean, a good example of that is the repair packs. They don't have to be in robopots to be used, but you might want to fill up a roboport with repair packs when you've got a defensive structure. So that biters come in, they attack, say, your walls and your turrets, and then this has repair packs in it, and the construction bots go and repair it automatically. But yeah, so you can have it connected to the network and it's reading the entire contents of the network. Now at the moment this network doesn't really have anything in it, so it's not really got anything to read, as it were. It's got bots in it, basically, that's it. But what you can also do is get it to read robot stats, and this pops up this extra panel here, and this is again, I was saying about the game pre-assigning certain labels to certain items. So basically what it's saying here, you've got two stats, the total logistics bots and the available logistics bots, the available construction bots and the total construction bots. Okay, so this is literally T is the total number of construction bots in this network. Now at the moment that will be 19 plus 105, so 100 and whatever that is, 120 odd, right? And this one is, we're going to do the same, and this will be outputting similar sorts of numbers, so for logistics bots, so 121 logistics bots. And what you can do is you can basically set this, right, to be to use these conditions to decide whether to import items. So if I place an item, right, then that creates an order for a construction bot. Oh, you can see it's got one here now. So one object is missing the material for construction, so it can't go and get that. But that has got an item there, and what the game does is it assigns those build orders or logistics orders to individual bots, right? So what this is basically saying is that we've got 100 and whatever it was, 130 plus 100, so over 150 construction bots, right? But one of those is assigned to a build order. Now, if your build orders, and as I mentioned before, our plan is to do a bus, and we're going to come up here and we're going to set a blueprint, and then we're going to run up and do a massive, great version of that blueprint. And then we want our construction bots to come and do that. Now, what you ideally want is as many construction bots as you have orders to do. Yeah? So if this ends up being, I don't know, 10,000, item placements, ideally-ish, you want 10,000 bots available so they can all immediately come out and place those items. And that's governed by this. So if you've got 150 bots in your network and you get suddenly 10,000 orders, then the available construction bots will drop to 0 because all of those bots will be assigned to those construction orders. So we will set this to insert new bots, which puts them into the network and makes them available to do work, if Z drops to 0 or below. Yeah, so in other words, if there are no available... In fact, we'll actually probably put a buffer in it. Yeah, I will. So I'll put like 50 in as a buffer, right? So that's saying if the number of available construction bots goes below 50, insert new construction bots. And then that'll, because these are quick, so it'll quickly slap in 50, or take it above that threshold, and then it'll stop. And then when we get another big order, it'll put more in. And you see what I mean? But what that stops really is your construction, because we could just have this inserter inserting the bots into the roboport, but it will fill up. And then those bots will go off to do jobs, and then it'll fill it up again, and then they'll go off to do jobs, and it'll fill it up again. And you can end up completely saturating your entire network. And because you want both logistics and construction bots, that's a bad thing. Also, you don't want to spam infinite resources into the bots. You only want as many as you need, sort of thing. So, the signal it's outputting is Z. Okay. So what we want this condition to be is that if Z goes below 50. Okay, so what I can demonstrate though, you see that's now got 50 in it and it's stopped. So if I literally just take, because we're going to want some bots. Yeah, we're going to want construction bots to do personal personal building. In fact, as soon as I grab these in, they'll go and fulfill this build order because I've got them in my inventory, you see. So if I grab those, you see this kicks into action. In fact, they won't do that because my roboport is not enabled. So let's enable my roboport, which has not got power. It will charge up. You see how it sucks up the battery. But yeah, so that construction bot went and fulfilled that build order because it basically the game treats your personal inventory separately to the game's network. It won't, if I put a load of build orders down, my personal bots will try and fulfill the orders, and when it sort of runs out, it'll then assign them to bots in the network. Hopefully that sort of made some sense. We want the similar sort of order here. In that, what's the signal here? So available logistics box is X. So if X goes below 50, then it will insert bots. And of course there aren't 50 in, so it's going to fill it up until it gets to 50. Can I set a stack size on those? No. Looks like it only lets me control this stack size now automatically. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to be making chests. I might not bother with that. I might just hand make them as I need them. Because what I need to do is I need to cover this network, this area, with roboports, so that the entire thing is in a network. That'll also protect us. So if we do happen to get a biter attack come in, if we have the area covered, then they can go and grab repair packs. And I need to convert all of these into, well, either storage, passive provider type chests, so that the bots can go and grab the items as I put construction orders down. How are we doing this? So I need to make roboports, don't I? I need to have a good stack of them, because these are very resource intensive. We need gears, steel plates and advanced circuits. See how many of you need of each of them. Should I plop it in here? Just because we've got red circuits nearby. Might as well. So if I am taking... What was it? It was gears, steel and red circuit. Robopots again take 5 seconds to craft, but need shed loads of resources. Should I blow this chest up? These are items that are basically completely useless once you've got to a certain point. I mean, wood you can use, you can burn it basically, and we will do that. I'll have a wood burner. So these that I've made, I'll just repurpose as like a burning system basically, to get rid of excess wood. What we can do, can't we? We can make a combat shotgun. We can also make rocket launchers now. So is that built? No, that's not built yet. Oh, I haven't got a research going. Why haven't I got a research going? I'm actually going to do concrete, I think. Because these are just require blue science, don't they? Uranium processing. Because that requires concrete, you see. Because that gives a reason to go up and sort of grab this as well. We can maybe just bring it down here and start our uranium processing. Because we've got sulfuric acid sort of over here. Yeah, let's do that. So I should now, my combat shotgun, but I can put this normal shotgun in here. So say these are all basically useless. And what I can do, I can just blow it up. The bots automatically replace things as they get damaged, but of course the items in it are gone because that was just a ghost basically. Actually, I'll leave that chest there in case we get other stuff we want to blow up. So I think I'm going to pop down these. Bing, bing, bong. So yeah, so let's unlock some uranium processing. So that we can sort of get that going. That was probably our next mission, I think. So probably, I'm guessing how are we doing on power? Yeah, we're low on power. This is partly because of all these modules I've been putting in. Yeah. So even when our steam kicks in, we're not really doing full satisfaction. Okay, so that's got to be our next mission. So I think that's everything replaced with passive providers. I mean, these are also power hogs as well. So where do I want to put these to try and get maximum coverage? If I plop one in here. Bing, bong, bing. So that's uranium processing. Can't we also do nuclear? I can do nuclear power as well. But what I want to do is the logistics slots. Where do I want to take this? Because I need to cover them, don't I? I want to protect these, so we'll have a thing here in case the biters come in. If I put one here, that covers most of that. And one. Where can I put that? I'll put it there. Oop. And then maybe, because this could be all the way over here. But if we pop it in here, it's covered by our turrets. So I can't see any flashing symbols left. How many did that? So I've still got 12 of them left. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so these bots are now going to fill out. You see where I've got ghosts left? You get that? They'll randomly sort of go and fill up. Or go and fulfill sort of the odd orders that we had kicking about. So this is empty, isn't it? So because I've not been paying proper attention to power, we're quite low. And that's why these are juddering, because the electricity is nowhere near enough. So if we look at this, basically the accumulators kick in, and as soon as they're... Because this is at full power all day to run the base, so it's not really charging the accumulators. And we've only got a little bit of steam power now. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part. So where are we going to put more solar panels? So we could fill up this area. One of the things you can do, or, well, it's actually better, but we can use the bots to take out, to get rid of all of this. Oh, the robots will take out cliffs, by the way. But we'll kind of help them out as well. I'll do some extra blowing up of stuff. A little cheaty thing you can do, you can actually grab them out of the air. It's slightly counterproductive because when you grab them out of the air, it cancels their orders, but it stops them sort of sucking away on your power too much. We'll fill this area out with panels and accumulators. So I want to leave a bit of a gap because I'm bound to have some trains. Bound to have some trains, train lines coming down there if I don't leave a gap. So I'll pop that there. And then, or actually make that there so that it's... Yeah, okay, and then we will do our same thing. So what you can do now, you see, or what I can do now, because I'm the one playing the game, is I can copy and paste this, and like that, and the bots will fill it out for me. And what I can actually do is I can do both, and then that allows me to line it up very easily. You just overlap the power poles and you're done. I put them in the wrong place. I need them to connect up together, don't I? And so what I actually need is for these to be next to each other like that. How are we doing power-wise? So we're just starting to come back into parity. That's partly because I've switched research off. Oh, I forgot to do these, didn't I? Cool. Because what I can do now, you see, I can do something like, for example, you see we're low on flamer fuel, so I can set flamer fuel into as a logistics request, and now these little bots come along, logistics bots, and they'll fly over to the thing and come and stock us up, so we don't have to manually go around and grab things out of our mall anymore. They'll do it for us. We do have to stay within the network though. If we move outside, the orders will be cancelled. Speaking of which, I need to pop down some storage chests, because what sometimes happens is they won't sort of add up, so the bots are going to need somewhere to put sort of spare items, and they won't put them in passive provider chests. Where are these loggy bots? Here they are. So here's my little train of loggy bots. Come to fill me up. Oh, there's not much more I want to do in this episode. We've got our bot production up and running. We've started uranium, so we can go and do that next episode. But next job really is to set up our main bus. But to do that, we'll have to clear out quite a lot of biters, and they're not going to be very happy about that. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave the episode there. When I next pick up, I'll probably have waited for all of this to finish, as it were. If you've been watching and you've enjoyed it, I hope you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Logistics. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.